So the other day, I'm in a work meeting with my coworkers, right? All women. And, they get on the topic about motherhood and how, challenging it could be and, how fulfilling and blase squaze, right? So I'm in a meeting, but I'm on mute because I have zero to contribute to this conversation because, I'm a mother, but only to a 3-year-old boy cat named Bagheera, right? I don't know. I guess they realized, I completely took myself out of the conversation and they said, hey, Hatiana, are you a mom? So I got off of mute and said, absolutely not. and I'm saying it just like that. I said, absolutely not. So they start laughing or whatever, giggling and shit. And they're like, damn, so why? So, I'm at work or whatever. So I got to give the PC answer. Being a mom is a thankless job that never ends. And I don't dream of labor. So the only person I feel like laboring for is myself. And that's it. So, they start to chime in and give their opinions about what I said. And one person said, well, motherhood isn't for everybody. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. And then there was another young lady who was in there, clearly younger than me, just had a baby. And she was like, well, I guess she felt offended by what I said. But she's like, yeah, it's the most fulfilling thing ever. And, there's no better feeling and blah, 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 blah. Okay, girl, if that's your experience, that's your experience. I'm the kind of person who feels like I don't need to necessarily experience every single thing to figure out that that's not what I want. I knew from my early 20s that I did not want to have children because I could have had some. I could have had 2 with my first boyfriend and I chose not to. Why? Completely different story for another day. Anyhow, the real answer to that is I have never met a man worth risking my life, my beauty, my time, my talent, and my freedom for. If a lot of women took that message and realized that in a lot of cases, the men that they chose to have children with were never worthy of anything that they had in the first place, it would take some real self-evaluation. It would take a little bit of accountability and saying damn, maybe I did fuck up. And listen, I'm not a perfect person. I fucked up in a lot of different ways too. That caused some damage to myself. But just me and me only. I didn't bring anybody else into this world. I took my shortcomings on the chin and didn't create any permanent attachments to anyone. I say all that to say everybody has their roles in life. And if my life doesn't consist of being a mother and a wife to a man, then so be it. And if you so choose to, fine. Neither one of those things is wrongs. They're choices. So choose wisely.